Hello everyone, this is Lord Commander Guts, here to give you the last bit of Cav Commander tutorial and advice. Now there is one thing I did want to talk about before we go into the tutorial here. There has been an update just recently popped on the 1st of February 2018. And in this update, we have acquired a new change for Alexander, Cav Commander. He actually now has Anvil back onto his abilities for Cavalry. This changes everything. Now it has been given a little bit of a nerf, but now it feels a little more balanced. Alexander is actually now worth playing as Cav Commander. Now you may be able to switch some things around, maybe not as many spearmen, maybe you could play full cavalry now and see how it works for you. Now we'll try to do some tutorials later on once we've actually had more time with the new balances. We'll see how we can dive back in as Alexander, Cav Commander. Now we're going to jump into the second thing before we jump into the tutorial. Now, someone asked why I haven't done an Arminius Cav tutorial. Now, let me explain to you right now. Some of these abilities are just kind of the more balanced cavalry commanders. Arminius you can use as a cavalry commander, seeing as the barbarians don't have a designated Cav commander. Arminius does have some speed tactics that will definitely help flank around or even just trick the enemy into thinking they're on their team when they sneak around. But I would overall suggest Vercingetorix with my playstyle. If you like Arminius and you like to flank around, move around, scout, that is probably best for you. His ability actually does give that boost for speed and gives bonuses in the forest if he tries to outrun another cav or war dogs. So yes, you can use Arminius as a cavalry commander in the barbarian faction. Would I recommend it? It really depends on your playstyle. Alright, so now let's jump into the tutorial. Arminius, Cavalry Commander. Now he is known for his speed and a lot of his abilities will boost him to give actually two ways of playing Arminius as Cavalry Commander. One of which is using the Momentum, which is the first ability that he has in tandem with Infiltration, which he gets at Tier 5. Tier 5, he unlocks the Infiltration, which gives a speed boost, a view range increase, as well as decorates his units looking like the enemy. So the two different playstyles that I was referring to was one flanking scout and assisting as support. The other was kind of a harassment unit as well as an anti-charge unit. So for instance, say you're charging Alexander Cavalry. This would be the perfect unit to charge into. It is the fastest of all factions and as well as all commanders. He is the fastest. He is your best bet when if you try to attack another cavalry unit and charge in there. He might actually beat Alexander to the punch. If Alexander releases a counter charge too slowly, it will be ineffective and Arminius will take the bonus impact charge. Now with Arminius you can actually get some pretty good bonuses in the speed. All you have to do is make sure you have the right consumables equipped, which I mostly use anything that increases armor and attack for Arminius. That will be effective against any type of units, whether Tier 1, whether Tier 10. What changes between the tiers is essentially you play very passively in the lower tiers, and as you progress, it's similar to Vercingetorix. You have to slowly learn the timings and upgrade your general as much as you can, so that way you have the most efficient commander and the most efficient units on the field. Once you have that down, Tier 9 and 10 will be a little different. You'll have heavier units, and you'll be able to do a pretty good amount of damage. Now don't forget, once you get to Tier 9 and 10, you'll expect to be playing against people who are partied up and know each other. So the Infiltration will only be good for the bonuses it gives, the movement and the impact charge. However, you will not get any bonuses because of the lack, I guess, camouflage. You're dressed up as the enemy. People will know to look out for you. So the only way you can actually use Infiltration in the higher tiers are to pretty much play the waiting game. You join the flanks, and then you branch off, hide into a forest or long grass or behind some cliffs, and then you wait. And as the enemy progresses and moves their line forward, you can actually get around and maybe catch them off guard. You know, if they're actively paying attention, it's not going to work. They're going to turn around and they're going to hit you hard. But essentially, you'll be able to catch them off guard with this tactic if you wait long enough and if you move fast enough. You have to be quick, because if you take a little bit and you're kind of going around in circles, you're serpentine, trying to avoid archers, then it's not going to work. You have to be able to get in and out. That's just the way it works in the later tiers. Of course, it will get a little harder, but you will adapt as it comes along. Now, To the other tactic, a lot of people will use this as a very great supporting character. With any cavalry or as a protector of archers, he will be a great resource and tool to protect your lines, and especially your flanks. Now, Arminius has the best view range of all the commanders of the Barbarian faction, and even Roman faction. Kanani would be better just for her huntability, which tracks specific individual units outside, or rather on the other side of the fog of war. Arminius does have great range, and so you can actually use that to your advantage for archers and any ranged artillery of the sort. The downside to this is, yes, you will be very vulnerable to ranged attacks if you get too close, but at the same time you do have speed to be able to dodge certain attacks. But however, you can't rely on that constantly. It will only be temporarily, and eventually it'll catch up to you and you'll have to just either charge on in or get out. But as you level up, you'll start to understand and experience for yourself how your playstyle works with Arminius. Now that's pretty much the end of the tutorial. The rest I pretty much have to get into specific tactics, and that can apply to any commander, any unit type. So for the next video, expect the tactics, actual tactics. For instance, the pincer movement. We'll catch you guys in the next video. This is Lord Commander Guts signing off.